By 2008, YouTube had well and truly ingrained itself in pop culture due to its unique feature that allowed people to access and upload a plethora of content anytime they wanted, ushering in a new era of media that led consumers no longer being at the mercy of out-of-touch gatekeepers of traditional media. Two types of content that were especially popular on YouTube in the late 2000s were cartoons and cat videos. So, understandably, when Simon Tofield made the fateful decision to combine the two things with his video series Simon's Cat, he experienced immediate success as he documented the misadventures of his own real-life cats via a two-dimensional feline. Tofield began drawing as a child and got his first cat when he was 9 years old. Later, he studied animation and graphic arts at De Montfort University in England. Tofield has always had a lifelong interest in the outdoors and animals, especially cats, which is how he inadvertently developed his distinct sense of feline behavior. Prior to creating Simon's Cat, Tofield has spent 13 years working in the field of animation, producing commercials for a number of iconic British companies, including Marmite and Tesco. Additionally, he also worked on the 1998 film Lost in Space, the cinematic adaptation of the classic TV series from the 1960s. Tofield also contributed to Mr. Bean, the animated series, which ran from January 2002 to October 2019, though Tofield was only involved in the early years of the show. Initially, Tofield came up with the idea of what would become his iconic series simply as a means to teach himself how to use Adobe Flash. Just prior to sitting down to learn how to use the program, Tofield had been woken up by one of his cats jumping up and down on his bed, dramatically indicating that they wanted to be fed. Tofield soon decided to use the experience for his upcoming cartoon project, resulting in the first episode of the Simon's Cat series. A website in the US asked Tofield if they could use the clip. 2 days later, they called and informed him that the cartoon was getting more than 30,000 views a day and that their servers kept crashing. Someone had already copied the clip to YouTube, which was also garnering significant attention. Tofield realized that he just might be onto something special and started his own YouTube channel, officially releasing the series' first ever video, Catman Do, in March 2008. Numerous installments of the series followed, usually ranging from around 1 minute to 5 minutes in length, focusing on the unforeseen but inevitable experiences, both good and bad, that come with owning a cat. Shortly after creating his series, Tofield realized that it would be better to keep the cat ambiguous because people project their own ideas onto the animal. Women usually assume that the feline is female, while men regard it as male, so not giving the cat a name or even a gender helps everyone connect with the animal on a personal level.
People around the world, they see their own animals in my animations. It makes my films very dear to them, as if it's their cat on screen.
Much like the original video, the respective misadventures from video to video play out in much the same fashion as a classic slapstick silent film with minimal sound effects and dialogue. Additionally, Tofield made the creative decision to present most of the installments in black and white, just like the original short. Many of the stories revolve around Simon's cat resorting to increasingly heavy-handed tactics in an attempt to get his owner's attention. Usually, the cat just wants food, with its gesture of pointing to its mouth or its food dish soon becoming the character's signature move. Initially, the series revolved around just the two titular characters, the easily startled and accident-prone Simon, and his affectionate but clumsy unnamed cat. However, later, Tofield introduced a number of additional characters, most notably Kitten, an ostensibly smart feline counterpart for Simon's cat, who first appeared in the short Double Trouble, which was released in October 2011. Later in February 2014, in the installment Smitten, a Valentine's Day special, the series gave the titular cat a love interest in the form of a somewhat snobbish female feline named Chloe. For the 2016 Valentine's Day special, another potential love interest, Maisie, was introduced in the episode Tough Love. In August 2018, in the installment Borderline, Simon's cat was given a nemesis, Jazz, a grumpy territorial feline. In the short Pause for Thought, the series introduced a stray, Teddy, who Simon's cat soon befriends. The Smitten short that introduced Chloe also introduced the character of Mouse, who is one of the many various other non-feline characters who have been introduced to the series over the years, and feature periodically in Simon's Cat's misadventures, including Simon's sister's dog, the hedgehog, the bunny, the squirrel, the garden gnome, the toad, and the crow. With the addition of the other feline characters and the various other animal counterparts, the series has taken on a much bigger life of its own, far removed from the original brief, self-contained segments that the series began as. Following the success of the early installments of Simon's Cat, Tofield soon looked to expand the concept from simple shorts into something much more ambitious. So, when Walt Disney Animation Studios approached him in the early 2010s to produce specially made shorts of Simon's Cat for the iconic company, he jumped at the opportunity. The first such video was released in June 2012 on the Disney YouTube channel. Later, in July 2014, Tofield launched a crowdfunding campaign to produce a longer and colorized installment of Simon's Cat. While the black and white shorts look deceptively simple, it actually takes a team of animators weeks, sometimes months, to make each episode. So, when Tofield decided he wanted to produce an extended and colorized film, an Indiegogo campaign seemed like the best option. The project was entitled Off to the Vet and would detail the extreme lengths Simon's Cat would go to in order to avoid a medical checkup. All supporters got an early preview of the film, while backers who gave $60 or more got a plush toy, and those who committed $860 or more got their own pet personally drawn by Tofield. All up, over 10,000 supporters generated nearly $500,000, while it took a team of 15 people about a year to produce the film, which was released to supporters in August 2015 before being put on sale in January 2017 and released for free in October that same year. Later, in April 2018, Off to the Vet was re-released in the series' signature black and white style due to popular demand. Numerous other such extended and colorized installments of Simon's Cat have since been produced. In January 2016, Tofield launched Simon's Cat's Logic, a series that explains cats' traits and behaviors and how to keep them happy and healthy. This series is a mix of live-action and animated portions, and is introduced and narrated by Tofield, while also featuring cat behaviorist Nikki Trevorrow. In August 2018, Tofield released a spin-off series, Simon's Cat Sketches. In contrast to the main series, episodes of the Sketches series are less detailed and have a rougher look and feel, as they were produced much quicker than installments of the original series, though the distinct humor of the original shorts is still there. The first video is UFO, in which the cat encounters a butterfly. Strangely, as of March 2023, despite the video encapsulating all the basic elements that made the original Simon's Cat series popular, and the Sketches series itself getting a respectable amount of views and positive responses, the series features just 2 more installments, released in September and November 2018 respectively. Numerous other spin-off series and specials have been produced for Simon's Cat. Furthermore, now that Tofield has a substantial team behind him, his characters have extended far beyond just the medium of social media. Given the phenomenal success of Simon's Cat on YouTube, Tofield was soon approached by a publishing company, and in January 2009 it was announced that Simon's Cat the book would be published, followed by its release later that same year in October, first in the UK, then numerous other countries. As of March 2023, there are now numerous books in the series. Tofield has found the use of color in his work has significant advantages, especially when it comes to bringing characters in the world around them to life, specifically in regards to nature and wildlife. However, even after producing various books and films in color, Tofield still prefers to work in black and white. Tofield has confessed that he actually enjoys producing books more than films, as books are more personal because they allow him to incorporate childhood memories of gardens and pets that are no longer around. However, he's also found the mediums of books and films differ greatly, with the biggest challenge being that, when it comes to film, the whole short is just one joke, while in the case of a book, each page needs a joke of its own. Following the success of the Simon's Cat book, a comic strip inspired by the series was published in the newspaper The Daily Mirror from 2011 to 2013. In June 2017, Tofield expanded the Simon's Cat universe into the medium of video games with the release of Crunch Time, a puzzle game that involves matching cat treats in order to feed the feline characters from the YouTube series. Later in February 2018, Simon's Cat Dash, a running game in which a player collects butterflies, was released. A few years later, in April 2021, yet another game was produced, Simon's Cat Storytime, in which players complete various jobs. Despite the cartoons, there's no real chubby white cat in Simon's life. Rather, the iconic unnamed feline is based on all of his cats, both past and present, most notably Maisie, Teddy, Poppy, Lily, Jess, and Hugh. Maisie is a grain-white tabby. Strangely, she doesn't meow, at least audibly. She will frequently open her mouth, as if to meow, but nothing ever comes out. She also has the distinctly strange habit for a cat of burying her food.
Maisie is a huge, great big white and grey spotted tabby who is absolutely gorgeous to look at. She's a rescue cat. She can be a little bit frosty sometimes, especially with the others come feeding time.
Teddy was a rescue. Tofield initially had 3 cats, but then he started working with a rescue group, which is how he found Maisie. After adopting her, Tofield kept notes on other cats that he was concerned might not get adopted out. Teddy was one such feline because he was black, and unfortunately, people are less likely to adopt black cats due to the superstitious belief that they have bad luck.
Unlike other cats, or most cats in general, he loves the rain and he will sit out there for hours. Unfortunately, this also means it's very easy to find him in the house after a rainy day by following the wet, muddy trail he leaves behind.
Poppy and Lily are mother and daughter. Like Teddy, Poppy is black. She is unusually small for an adult cat, but her diminutive size makes her a perfect lap cat. Lily has classic tabby markings which finish in a swirl on her sides. She loves to play. Strangely for a cat, she will play fetch like a dog. However, her favorite game is bringing in fallen leaves from the garden and littering them throughout Tofield's bedroom. Jess was a tortoiseshell and was Tofield's original lap cat, as she demanded a great deal of attention.
She is quite clingy, and when I'm in the house, she's never more than a couple of feet away from me, and she will follow me around and whine for attention and food.
Sadly, she passed away in 2016. Hugh was the cat who woke Tofield up that fateful day right before the cartoonist sat down to teach himself how to use Adobe Flash. Despite being the feline who inspired the very creation of the Simon's Cat series, which revolve around the misadventures of the iconic chubby white cat, Hugh was in fact jet black in color. Even though his appearance was dramatically different to his animated alter ego, he was very much food-driven, like his two-dimensional counterpart, so much so that Tofield joked that you could have set your clock by him, as he always knew when it was feeding time, and Hugh had a very distinct meow for when he wanted to be fed.
Meow.
Sadly, Hugh passed away in 2015, joining fellow iconic felines of the internet who are now gone but have left an indelible mark on the web and people's lives, such as Grumpy Cat, Little Bub, and the original Keyboard Cat. In terms of characteristics, cats are generally playful, dramatic, and arrogant, often all at once. There may not be a chubby white cat in Tofield's life, but he's been surrounded by felines since his childhood, and his appreciation for the animal has led to his innate understanding of their behavior. From the outside, Simon's cat may appear to be little more than an animated account of the inevitable trials of owning a feline, but the series offers viewers more than just entertainment through relatability. The cartoon also underscores and celebrates the importance of pets and the symbiotic dynamics of pet ownership. While some of the cats who inspired and informed Tofield's series have passed on, their impact on both Tofield's work and his personal life are clear and will always be there, celebrated on screen as a testament to the value and the rewards of owning a pet.
First I thought, oh, this is terrible, but actually it turned out to be the best thing that happened to me because